The MacVoices 2025 Holiday Gift Guide, number 4, part 2. This is MacVoices. In the Take Control Books Black Friday sale, you can save 25% on all full-price titles, or save 50% on all ebooks, including upgrades, for a full year with the Take Control Premium membership for $14.99. Plus, if your order total including premium is at least $34.99, you get a free ebook of your choice. The sale runs through December 3rd. For complete details, visit takecontrolbooks.com/Black Friday 25. All right, so at this point, we're halfway through. And we've already had one steal by Mr. Frassa. So is he going to try to do it to me again?
Let's do it again.
Look at that evil smile. I know that evil smile.
It wasn't me. I tell you, Santa, it wasn't me. All righty. Another CES pick, another CES gem or jewel that we found as we roamed through the halls of CES in Las Vegas each year. And this is kind of not just a pick, but it's more of a system and something that I started using the second half of this year. And this is the ShiftCam iPhone case. I just upgraded my phone this year, so I had the old 16, and when the new 17 came out, I went ahead and bought the 17 now. What is phenomenal about this is that, I have an old point-and-shoot DSLR camera sitting in my closet that's just gathering dust that I haven't used in years because the camera that I use is the one that's in my pocket. Well, this allows me to kind of upgrade the camera that is in my pocket with additional features and bells and whistles and all that good stuff. So you basically just take your case, install it on there, and as you get your cases, you have your lenses. You basically just put it right on the lens itself, pop it in, quarter twist, and now your iPhone is much, much more practical. You can use it for macro. There's another one for telephoto lens. I have been using the macro one and taking pictures in the garden and things of that nature and getting into the macro photography a little bit. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be purchasing some more telephoto lenses in the future. But it's just really versatile because, as your phone changes, everything goes with you. You just have to replace the case to the new case as your new phone comes out. And it works phenomenal. Also works phenomenally well with the iPhone built-in camera sensor there, the camera button that's on there. Just a great system. They have telephoto lens. I have another filter here that you can just install, and it's super simple. The case itself comes with 2 little S connectors that are included, and it's a wonderful system to make your iPhone photography just even a little bit better.
It's also a really good gift to give because then you can buy people lenses in the future or a new case next year and so on and so forth. So basically it's kind of like a Pandora's bracelet, only better because they can use it instead of just looking at it.
It is.
Yeah, those lenses are amazing. I have when they did the Kickstarter and you could get like the complete set in the attaché case, I have that sitting over there.
Oh, did you, Mike? Wow.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
You too, Rosemary. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
They're sitting right over there, actually.
Okay. Yes. Well, Norbert again has stolen one of mine, so Norbert will not be back next year. But yeah, I've everything Norbert said. The ShiftCams have made it so easy to get into the world of the external lenses. And as great as all the enhancements to the iPhone have been, adding those external lenses takes it to a whole different level. So, yeah, can highly endorse that.
Their ecosystem is very solid, very solid. It all works phenomenal together.
Yeah, and I'm going to also include in the show notes, since now Rosemary and Mike have both mentioned it, the whole collection of lenses, because I think it's just so you can know what we're talking about, because it's a great collection and it's surprisingly affordable given the quality involved.
Yes.
All right, Rosemary, I'm feeling a little picked on. Are you going to continue this process of stealing my picks?
Well, let's see how good my mind reading is. So this was actually near the bottom of my list, and then Mike's last pick inspired me to shuffle it up. I'm going to recommend the Logitech Reach. So if you are ever somebody who needs to show people something, like be that how to use an Apple Watch, or you're just doodling on a piece of paper and you want to show people what it is, the Logitech Reach is literally the camera designed for this. So it's an overhead document camera. It's on a nice arm. And you can just actually use it as a web camera, by the way. But it's really easy to maneuver. You can, slide the actual camera up and down the arm with just grabbing it with one hand. So you don't need two hands to do it, which can be great if you're trying to hold something with your other hand, or, accessibility reasons. You can adjust the focus on the camera itself. And it's just a super solid piece of kit. So I've got the one with the base, so I can just pick it up and move it around my desk. I know when they sold it, when they first backed it, or when I first backed it, there was also the option to get it with a clamp. But it has a pin that will dock into any, desk clamp. So you can just put it on a clamp if you want to, on the side of your desk. But I really love this. It feels like a super solid piece of hardware. And so I would strongly recommend this if you're in the market for a really good document camera. I also love the fact that when you're not using it, you can fold it up basically into a really small stick. And so it's not like constantly like waving it over your desk in your face, getting in the way. It is pricey at $359 or $350. Yes, it comes with the table base or the clamp base. They're the same price. But yeah, I personally think it's a really, really nice piece of hardware. And yeah, I'd recommend it if you ever need to show people things, remotely. This is just super great for doing that. And it's a really good quality camera. So multiple
Rosemary,
wins.
can you use it for book scanning? Is there enough clearance?
I haven't
under
tried it for book scanning. Yeah, so you can get it up pretty high, or you can have it pretty low depending on what you want, and it's a 4K camera. Yeah, you would be able to scan books with it if you wanted to. It's got like all sorts of zoom and stuff. You just have to set up your software for it.
Yeah, well, with 4K, yeah, you could definitely scan books. Okay, nice. I didn't even think I knew this existed.
Oh wait, I think actually it's a 1080p. Sorry, and 60 frames per second, not 4K. But it is like it feels very clear.
Yeah, well, still, I mean, if you're shooting a book that close, 1080p is going to be more than adequate. So nice.
This seems like a much easier solution than what I jerry-rigged on my desk.
Yeah. No, I think many of us have been there and done that with the significantly more complicated solutions of overhead cameras and so on. And you can buy dedicated document cameras and things like that, which replaced the old overhead projectors. But this, like, Logitech haven't done it cheaply, but they've done it really nicely. And I feel like that is a really great win here, because it's a nice piece of hardware. It's the sort of thing you might find in an Apple store. Like, when you walk into an Apple store, like the only hardware you see really is the pretty stuff. This, I feel, would qualify.
Nice. Okay, Mike, third round.
All right. Well, Rosemary mentioned Stream Decks, and I feel like this needs to be mentioned at some point. I don't know if people just assume that everyone knows about these already, so no one's mentioned them in the 3 previous gift guides, but I'm sure there are a few people in your life that are Stream Deck curious. Maybe they're nerds, but they haven't pulled the trigger yet. And so I think the Stream Deck Neo is a great gift to give someone to get them into the Stream Deck ecosystem. So I mean, any of the Stream Decks would be great, Well, any of the ones with buttons, I think, would be a great starting point for somebody. I've got the Plus with the dials on my my desk, but for someone who's like, yeah, I've seen that, and I just don't know what I would do with it. Once you have it and you look at some of the extensions that are in there, you'll instantly find some uses for it. So the Stream Deck Neo is under $100. It's $99.99 on the US dollars on the Ecamm website. So I think for the right nerd, this is a great gift. Now, if they've already got Stream Decks, to Rosemary's point, you can never have too many. So you'll find something to do with those buttons and something to put on that display. There it is.
That's one of Rosemary's herd of Stream Decks. Mike,
at what point do they become a herd? I don't know. At what point do they become a nerd herd?
A nerd herd. A nerd herd. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll ask ChatGPT after the show. I hesitate to say, "Oh, don't worry, you'll find something to do with it." But I agree with you completely, because once I've got one, I got one of the little ones to start and thought, well, I'll try it. Everybody's talking about it, and I think within 2 weeks I bought the big one, because it just was so useful to be able to set up a button to do anything, and there are ways that you can combine them with shortcuts. There are ways you can combine them even with a clipboard manager to paste things that were never and store and paste things that were never intended to be stored and pasted. Mm-hmm. So, if you need ideas, folks, just email us, because we could sit here and turn this into a Stream Deck show easily, and it would drive you all crazy. So, but yeah, great.
Well, one of the things that people are always blown away by when they actually come and see my office, because occasionally people would be like, I want to see where you shoot the YouTube videos, right? So I've got the camera set up, and I've got these like fill lights in the back. I've got the actual lights in my office. It's a real low ceiling with no windows. So it's really, really hard to get the lighting appropriate here. So I can't set stuff up and tear it down all the time. I got to set it and then never think about it again. So I come in, I flip one switch to turn on like the power strip, and then I push 2 buttons on the Stream Deck, and instantly everything is ready to go. Like all the lights in the studio come down, the fill lights go up, all the stuff on the bookshelf goes on, and it's like perfect lighting. And they're like, whoa, that was amazing. And it took like 10 minutes to build it on the Stream Deck.
Yep. Right there with you. All right. Well, this is kind of a perennial pick for me, but they just keep delivering. And that is something that you're seeing on your screen. And that is, or are, my 2 Audioengine A5s, which is my right hand, which is my left hand. I have no idea. The big white speakers up there. These have been around for years. If you go back in the MacVoices archive, you'll see how long I've had these. And I've been given other speakers or given the opportunity to review other speakers, and nothing has even come close to replacing these. They just have such great sound. If you combine them with an Audioengine or a third-party DAC, they get even better with Apple Music, because now you're getting all that great uncompressed, lossless music. But the amount of bass that they deliver is terrific, just as these are. And of course, if I really wanted to, I could definitely disturb the neighbors with these. Might not be able to chase them away, but I could disturb them. And then that's probably a good thing, because that helps restrain me just a little bit. But this is where I know we talked earlier about listening to music and things Norbert did with the open meets, but a lot of times just for a project or at night, when I'm not having to take Zoom or Teams calls or anything, just put something on here and either turn it down nice and low and work, or, rattle the windows with it. But I love these speakers, and they're well worth the price. They're worth the money at twice the price. And they come in such interesting. Audioengine has a really great way of playing with colors on this model and some of the smaller ones. So I picked the white ones because I thought they looked very clean and I'm usually a wood kind of guy, but I love these. And they inevitably get comments at least 4, 5, 6 times a year. People asking what they are. So if you are in the market for a good set of speakers, even if you're not in the market for a good set of speakers, go check these out. You will not be disappointed.
I'm laughing at the image of the mental image of your neighbors shaking their fist at you, Chuck Joyner, for listening to heavy metal too loud after hours or something.
It's been known to happen. The comments get made, and it's like, why were you up at 2 in the morning? With it's like, oops, I should have put headphones on. Sorry.
Audioengine is great though. I've got the 2 Plus, the tiny little ones on my desk right now. They're great.
Mike, I want a set of those so badly in red, and I have nowhere to use them because these are so good. And this is where I listen to most of the music. So if I can find a justification for it, I will instantly buy those because they come, I believe, let's see, red, green, blue. I forget now. There are other colors, black, obviously. But yeah, so check them out.
I got the boring black ones.
It's okay. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. All right, so this is the last round. That means that if you have multiple things left on your list, you have to find the one that you want to show the most. So, Norbert, you've stolen 2 of mine so far. What are you going to do for the third?
Well, let's see if I don't think I'm going to steal this one from you. This one's kind of an out there pick. But about a year ago, I was introduced to a couple of gentlemen doing a podcast. And this is a podcast for any history lovers that you have on your list. Anyone who loves history. There's a couple of gentlemen from Britain, Tom Holland and Dominic Sandbrook. It's not Tom Holland from the Spider-Man movies. It's a different Tom Holland. And they have a podcast series called The Rest is History. And they have an annual membership for £60. You get access to all of their catalog and back catalog without any ads. These guys are phenomenal in how they explain history. They have series on the Aztecs. They had series on Napoleon, the Nazis. Right now they're doing a history series on Elizabeth I. They have a different take on the American Revolution. They have the British perspective, not the one that we learned in school here in the United States. I'm glad that Rosemary's on the panel today. She might have a different perspective too. But these guys are great. So if you have a history lover on your list, someone who really enjoys history, for £60, that's a 1-year membership for them. Gets them access to all the back catalogs. It's really a high pick. I listen to them all the time when I'm working in the garden or just going on a walk, and just how they relate, banter, some good stories. I can't praise them enough.
Very nice.
I remember I remember being in London for the 10th anniversary relay show, and that bar that we were in, Rosemary, on the way up, there was a famous picture of the Revolutionary War, but they had cut out all of the muskets and sabers and put lightsabers. And of course, all the British were holding the blue good guy lightsabers, the Jedi lightsabers, and all the Americans were holding the red Sith lightsabers.
Turns out perspective. Yep, that's what they mean when they say the winner writes the history books. So, yeah.
At least in their own country.
And clearly we won with lightsabers.
Okay. Well, if Rosemary, if you were wielding a lightsaber, I would think it would have to be red because of Christmas.
Well, I think I'd probably go with like purple, or maybe actually, no, I want a rainbow lightsaber, please. But rainbow is good because, obviously also bonus, pride support, making people feel happy. Rainbow sort of ties into my next pick, which is an AirPods Pro case. I don't know if anybody here has ever dropped their AirPods on the floor and the AirPods themselves have come out of the case and just gone shooting off, and you've had to go and find them. Yeah, I think that's happened to everybody who owns a pair of AirPods. I don't know if you've tried positioning your AirPods on a MagSafe charger. Like, AirPods just on their own, a little bit fiddly. AirPods Pro are a little easier because they're wider. But this case from ESR, it's $20, and it solves both of those problems. So I actually have the older version of the case because I've put the new version on my wish list for this year, and I'm really hoping that somebody's going to get it for me. And the older version is great. It's got extra magnets inside the lid to make it more difficult for it to bounce open. The new version not only has the magnets, but it also has a flick lock on the front, so you can slide it and then you can open the lid so that your AirPods can't just bounce out. Like, they're actually going to be held in place. And it has bonus magnets on the back so that when you want to put it on a MagSafe charger, it just suctions right into place and your AirPods Pro will absolutely 100% charge. Now, the other great thing about this is you can also get this for the AirPods 4. So, depending on who you're giving this to, you can give them whatever is most appropriate. But yeah, this exists for AirPods Pro 1, 2, and 3. The 3 is a separate model, by the way, so you need to make sure you get the right ones. And AirPods 4 comes in a variety of colors, including, purple. Look at that. And it has a nice carabiner on the side as well, which is suitably springy. So it's going to attach, like if you have a Tom Bim bag with the O-rings inside, these clip on the O-rings really, really well so that your AirPods aren't going to be at the bottom of your bag every time you go looking for them. But you can also, clip it to a phone lanyard. That could be a good place to put them. Clip it to a belt loop and then tuck them in your pocket. The world is your oyster. Or maybe this is the shell for the pearl that is your AirPods, depending on how you look at it. But yes, I really like this. As I said, it comes in a number of colors, so you should be able to find something to make somebody happy. Also, if you know somebody who's going to get AirPods for Christmas, make sure to get them this for the right one, but then make them open this first and watch them be really, really confused until they then open the AirPods, and then they get really, really excited and realize that they have AirPods as well as a case for them.
Rosemary, I see people with AirPods on their clipped to their backpack via a carabiner, and it just upsets me because that at some point they're going to brush up against something and the case is going to pop open. I love the fact that this one locks. So this is the only way I would ever put my AirPods on my backpack and have them hanging out and flapping around. I love that design. Yeah. ESR does such great products anyway. So
they do. They do great products, and they're really affordable as well. So, you're not spending as much on the case as you are on the AirPods themselves. And I occasionally take my AirPods out of the case just because I'm curious, and they always look completely brand new, no scratches to the case or anything. So, that's a nice bonus too.
Yeah. Well, just the idea that it's a case that instead of just wrapping a case around it and spending money to do so, you're adding a case with features that are really useful features. Yes. So. Yeah, great pick. Great pick.
Exactly.
Yep, there goes more money. Right. Mike, before you
You're welcome.
Before you give us your last pick, would you hold up that device that you just did a minute ago?
This one?
That's the one, yeah.
Yes, speaking of lightsabers, yes. I've got one.
Okay. Okay, well.
On my desk.
Okay. And
not as many as David Sparks, but
I didn't realize that.
I mean, come on.
Nobody has as many as David Sparks.
Yeah.
No, and he also is winning on the Stream Deck's count too. So.
Oh, really?
Though he was with me at Disneyland when I got that one.
And what did you say? He has 5 Stream Decks?
He's definitely winning on Stream Deck buttons. I know he's got the Neo and the Dials one, and he's got 2 of the XLs, and he's got the foot pedal. So I'm pretty certain he's winning.
Wow. Okay, well, maybe now I don't. I can't decide if I feel inadequate or just not even in the race. Just might as well.
We're all running our own races.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap up with a companion
wait.
pick. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike.
I gotta pick my fourth one yet.
Yeah, we got so wrapped up in your in your lightsaber. Sorry. Go ahead.
My pick is not a lightsaber. Sorry. Well, I mean, I have to pick a book, right? Because nobody else on the MacVoices panel is going to do that. So, likely, So I'm going to pick one that actually goes along with the topic of my presentation at MacStock this last year. And that is Co-Intelligence by Ethan Mollick. There is somebody in your life who has an old man yells at cloud perspective towards AI. Or maybe there's somebody in your life who is deathly afraid of AI and thinks that it's only a matter of time until the sentient machines show up Terminator style and enslave the humans. Okay, for both of those people, you should buy them this book because it will change their perspective and it will help them navigate the uncertain AI future that we find ourselves in. So it's not a book about here's how you use ChatGPT and here's how you use Claude and here's how you use it to write code and all those types of things. It really is the mindsets that you need to kind of figure out where this stuff is going to go. And I think it's really interesting because AI is a disruptive technology, but it's not the first disruptive technology that humans have encountered. And so it's sort of, I don't know, I see both of those perspectives a lot. The sky is falling or this really can't do anything. It's not something that we should be afraid of. It's going to change jobs, but it's, I think, important to figure out how to navigate that future. If you're worried about AI taking your job, I guess it kind of comes down to what's the value that you provide. But I think that on a large scale, AI is going to take over tasks. It's not going to take over jobs, but it's going to require people figure out, how do we use these things to augment the real jobs to be done in the places that we work. So I just think this is a really handy resource. Best book I've found, best perspective I've found on AI. And Ethan Mollick is a professor at, I think it's Wharton College. So, I mean, in one of the places where typically people are scared of AI. I don't want my students writing their term papers using AI. But he actually requires his students to use AI in all of their assignments, which I think is pretty great. So it's not, just crank out the words and get the thing done, but how do we actually use this to be more effective? I think that's a great perspective, and this is a really good book.
Mike, I've read it, and I agree 100% with everything you said. And I love the idea that at least some teachers out there are encouraging students to use this in the right way and teaching them how to use it, as opposed to being afraid of it and hiding. So, yeah, great pick. I second this one wholeheartedly. If you're looking for some holiday reading, maybe get this early and start it. So, very nice. And it doesn't come with a lightsaber.
No lightsaber, sorry.
No, that's all right. Okay, well, so I tried to steal Mike's pick before. So let me say that I'm doing, I guess, a companion pick to the A5s, and that is the other piece of my sound system here in my office, and that's the Audioengine S6 subwoofer. Now, Jeff Gammon has taught me that I need to put the subwoofer at the same level that I am, and so that is going to rearrange things a little bit behind me. But even so, it's down a little bit lower. It still adds that extra dimension. I mentioned that the A5s had great bass. They do, but there's no substitute for adding a sub in, whether it's in your home theater or even like in an office setup like this. It just adds, not only, can you make it pound the ground if you really want to, but it just adds that extra dimension to the music that you're listening to. And again, especially if you're using a DAC and getting uncompressed music, it just sounds so good. And that's about all I can say about it. It is a 210 watt subwoofer. It is designed for the desktop. They also sell one for the living room, which is a 250 watt, but the S6 is fine. for the desktop. So I would encourage you, if you want to round out the system, and Mike, you have audio engines. This would go really well with those too.
Yeah. Well, these are. I'm not shaking the walls here. I'm trying to be as quiet as possible when I'm in my little focus cave here.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it's time to come out of your shell.
Maybe.
Rosemary, do you like to shake the walls?
I mean, I try not to. I live in a small apartment, so I have neighbors on, 3 sides. Yeah, I try not to, but I do have some decent speakers that I could shake the walls with. I just try and make sure that everybody else is out first.
Okay. All right. And Norbert, I kind of could see this set up like out in your garden, so you could really disturb the neighbors.
I usually use headphones around the house, but when I'm in my car by myself, I definitely sing along to some tunes.
I'm not sure I want to hear that. Okay.
You don't.
I don't? Okay. Guys, thank you. This is fun as always. I really, really appreciate the time and the holiday festiveness. When you're not here picking great gifts and costing me money or stealing my picks, where can folks find you, Norbert?
Well, I am still looking to start my podcast. It might happen in many, many years from now, but not right now because I have too much things going on. But most of the times I am on the other side of the camera at CES filming Chuck and roaming him around the halls of CES. If people want to get a hold of me on the socials, Norbert Frassa, and via email at norbert@macvoices.com.
Norbert, thanks so much. Thank you for dressing up for the holiday, and happy holidays.
Oh, I wear this every day.
Okay. Rosemary Orchard, thank you so much for being here. I know that you aren't quite as backed off from the camera, but you did show us pre-show that you are wearing a Christmas top. So,
Yes.
That's
yes.
nice.
When in doubt, stick a Christmas hat on a kitten and wrap it up in lights, but only digitally, please. Kitten should not be wrapped up with Christmas lights. It could be a strangulation hazard.
Well, I felt obligated to make sure that they knew that you also made the effort, unlike Mike and I, we just do our thing. Where can folks
Mike
find
painted his fire cave green for this. How could you not guess that?
Oh, I didn't notice that. Oh, okay. Well, Mike, thank you. I'm so sorry. Okay, it's just me that's not in the holiday spirit, apparently. Rose, where can folks
your
find
burgundy
you?
shirt's close enough. The best place to find me is rosemaryorchard.com, which has got links to apps, books, podcasts, including iOS Today, and all the social media sites where everyone can find me too.
Great. Thanks so much for being here. 2026 is the year. We will connect.
I will do my best.
Mike Schmitz, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and your gift picks. Where can folks find you?
You can find me talking about Obsidian at youtube.com/Mike Schmitz or practicalpkm.com. That'll have links to all the podcasts and things.
Great. Thanks so much. Happy holidays to you and the family.
Likewise.
Thank you. Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices, and this is Holiday Gift Guide number 4. Once again, you can find links to everything we picked, so you can go directly there and get them in the show notes. You can find them on the Master MacVoices Holiday Gift Guide page on the website, and also in the MacVoices Holiday Gift Guide magazine on Flipboard. Until the next time, and as always, happy holidays. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.